I have a beautiful young lady here in the studio with us. Let me run through her profile a bit. She's an award-winning actor. She has performed on notable stages across Nigeria and has featured in popular movies and TV series like Africa Magic's popular series Okoto, right? Zainab's Diary, The Two Aishas, Lagos Laugh by Lagos State Government, Eja, Iro Alagbara, Scourge, etc. She also produced her first feature-length movie, Le Pagawu, which will be officially released in October, that's this month, 2023. On TikTok, she's a very popular social media. She has a very popular social media platform on TikTok. She's also popular known for her exceptional acting contents. Please welcome Omobolanle Adigun, right? Hi there, how are you?
I'm fine.
You're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you look so beautiful today.
Oh,
please, I want to ask you, before you came to the two of you planned this this thing.
In fact,
did you plan
I'm
it?
shocked. No.
Yeah.
No, we
This
didn't
is a case of beef. She wants to round everybody up so that they will now say because she wore red. You're wearing red lipstick.
Yes.
Did you even plan it? Like a
She's wearing a coily wig, and I'm wearing a coily wig.
But my people see. Women supporting women. It's okay.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so may we know you?
Okay, so you said a lot already. My name is Omobolanle Adigun, but some people know me as Omobolanle.
Okay.
I used to belong to a popular comedy group, Oshisko Twins.
Oh
So
yes.
we used to make
Wait, Oshisko Twins.
Yes.
You?
Yes.
Yo! Wow.
Yes. So, but basically, recently it's been more about building my personal brand.
Okay.
So I've been doing more of movies, acting movies, and also I'm a TV host too.
Okay.
And I create content on TikTok. I push out my acting side on TikTok more. So most people know me for my monologue videos too. What else?
The
also,
model.
Yeah, I'm a model. I mean, the
Yes,
stature.
now, of
Even
course.
before I became a model officially because of my stature. Everybody just, and I think I like Shakara. Small, so I love to walk in some kind of way, and people would just say, "Do you model?" Oh, before I even became a model officially, I just started saying yes, so I model. Since they are like, okay, oh, no wonder you're keeping fit. Oh, thank you so much.
Well, Nigeria, you do know. I'm speaking for the plus size people in the building. People like us. Modeling is not restricted to only. See, we have male models. We have thick models, the t-shirt models. We have plus size models. So
and I'm here.
See, I'm not
beautiful plus size.
I'm not looking this way.
Yes,
I'm not looking this way. I'm not looking this way. I'm only telling you people because Bola has come to remove everything and she's like, it's keeping fit. Bola, after this show, you will eat in front of me.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Honestly, it's not good actually. So many people ask me, okay, you don't eat. I actually eat a lot. I eat more than some of my friends that are big, like that are fat.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yes.
I know people like that.
So my mom said she was just like me when she was younger.
Wow.
But now she's bigger. And she used to say, my dad is late, but she used to say, my dad will say, you are getting bigger. Oh, I don't like this one. And my mom was like, hey, but your friend used to say I'm too thin. I'm skinny. Now you're complaining.
You're complaining.
So she tells me that maybe when you get married, you go fat.
Okay, so let's get to the business of the day. So what do you think can make a role challenging?
There are different things that can make a role challenging.
Okay.
I think I'll just categorize that into two.
Okay.
Number one, if it's something that you've had, especially when there are negative roles, if you've had like a personal experience, for instance, I've had actors who probably had experiences with rape and all, and they are confronted with a role whereby they are a rape victim. So you see situations where some people get so emotional and they are crying non-stop even after the director says stop.
So,
Cut. So that's quite challenging.
Wow.
I remember there was one time I played the role of my dad, my dad in the movie. I think he had an accident.
Oh,
and that's
wow.
exactly what happened to my dad too.
Oh, bless his soul.
So thank you so much. So that was really emotional for me. People were like, "Oh wow, she's still crying. Are you fine? Are you fine?" I mean, it brought back memories. And then another thing is a character where you don't see yourself as a fit into, and the director believes in you more than you believe in yourself. So I'll give an example. There's this role I played in the movie Boggled, and that's one of the most viral movies that I participated in. So I played a very bad girl. I was seducing my boss on set. I was told to wear skimpy, skimpy. So I think not putting on skimpy outfits started from when I was way younger and I had low self-esteem because of my stature. So I used to shy away from putting on tight wears and all, right? So I grew up with that thought of not having to wear. I don't really like skimpy wears. But then even when I had the courage, I grew the courage. Also, I started to be conscious about putting on what fits my stature. So I was supposed to put on skimpy wears on screen. I was supposed to seduce my boss. I was a total bad girl. So it was really challenging. But when the director kept saying, when I was reading the script, I was just seeing your face. And I was like, why would you be seeing my face for such a role? Have you seen me do something like this before? Hey, so it was really challenging. So I feel like when you're tasked with a role that even yourself, you don't see yourself playing it, it's always really challenging. But the beauty is good because it challenges you. You then see that
brings out the best.
Do this. Yes.
Okay.
So,
oh yes. Talking about bringing out the best in you, I'm going to ask you this question. It's one of the questions I've had in my mind to ask you for a very long time. Now, what's the farthest you've traveled for a movie role, and where was it? Plenty places.
Yes, I think so. For a movie role, I think there's one place in Oshobo where we filmed the late what's his name now? The movie Jide Jendo by Dejo Tumfulu.
Okay.
So that place, I really don't like sitting for a long time. I really don't like traveling. That place was so far, and I think that's so far. That's the farthest for a movie role. I think for a movie production.
Was it shot in the forest or the bush or?
Bush, everywhere. In fact, because we had to go for myself and the co-actor that we went together, we had to go for another project. We could not continue the project. We had to leave because we had exceeded the days that were negotiated. So I was happy somehow because in the movie they were kidnapped somewhere in the bush, the farthest part of the bush.
Wow.
So when I was watching the movie, I was like, well, thank God though, thank God I participated in this part because it was really hearing the co-actors share their experiences in the bush, a lot of animals and things that creeped on their skin and all. I was glad that I didn't really participate in those things.
Okay. So my next question is: do you identify any actor in the industry as a role model?
Yes. Quite a lot of them.
Let's hear them.
So first, I before I come to the Nollywood industry, I loved Taraji P. Henson a lot.
Okay, that's the American actress.
Yes, she is. I love her because she's very versatile.
True.
I love her a lot. In Nigeria, I have quite a lot. People like Funke Akindele. There's something about Bukomi Oluwashino.
True.
I love her a lot because I can identify with that kind of person. She does a lot. She produces her movies. She stares in them, and she does it well. And then she sings, like she does the movie scoring and all, and you know, so she inspires me in that area. And I saw someone, is a guy, but I watched the movie recently and I was blown. Akanani. I think it was the movie by Funke Akindele, She Must Be Obeyed, and I've seen Aka play different roles, but that particular role blew my mind away because I saw him in an entirely different form. And apart from the characterization, which he was able to sustain for a long time, I think what I love the most is sustenance of the British accents. Because sometimes you see people trying to play on accents, and then in scene one, they are doing Yoruba British. But it was really beautiful and smooth. So I just get inspired by people that are so great at what they do. They inspire me a lot.
Okay, that's wonderful.
That's beautiful.
Okay.
Now, talking of inspiration, I'm going to ask you this next question. Now, this one is not something you have to think far to answer, but it's something that will challenge you even while you're seated here. Now, the question is, how would you, you know, you are an entrepreneur, you are a movie star, you have your own thing going on. Now, you would encounter one or two problems, especially with your co-stars. Now, I'm going to ask you, how would you approach a scene when you don't get along with your scene partner? For example, you have a scene to shoot with RMD, and you and RMD are at loggerheads, and in a part of the scene you're supposed to cuddle him and kiss him. How do you show or exert professionalism in that regard?
Okay, so that's actually a beautiful question, because I had a similar conversation with my boss recently. So while I was in the university, I studied theater arts and I majored in acting and speech.
Wow.
While I was in the university, I was dating somebody, and we broke up. And you know, it was really, the news went really viral that there's Diamond Radio in Ibadan, and then it was even said on Diamond Radio.
Wow.
So my mom was like, I don't understand, why people doing PDA and all? So we were really close, and I was hurting at that moment because I felt like heartbroken. And a producer comes up and says he wants us to play O Obedeki. If you've read O Obedeki, it's a story of an actor, a lady, the boss's daughter, who fell in love with their maid. And my ex is supposed to play this maid, and I am the boss's daughter.
Wahala.
So a lot of romance went into it. And I remember, you know, declining the role. It was a lead role. And I remember declining it, and my acting lecturer, Mr. Babalola Smart, called me into the office and he said, "Are you an actor? I thought you were majoring in acting and speech." I said, "Yes, sir." "So why did you decline a role?" "Because you're not on good terms with your ex." Like that's an actor. Like an actor shows up for a role, shows up, like you do what you need to do, and then after cuts, you know that okay, maintain your boundaries.
Yes.
It was quite challenging, and I think that particular scenario helped me and built me till this moment. So many people, it was a sold out show. Wow. And trust me, so many people came to just see how would two people do this.
Some wouldn't even believe, like we thought they were.
Yeah, so some people just wanted to see us flop, like they can't do it. How would they even look each other? We didn't talk, we're not on talking terms at that point. So people came to see, and it was beautiful. So since then, I think I trained myself that I am an actor. You need to just deliver, do your thing, and then leave. I feel like these are the little patches that make you even stand out.
True.
Because people will definitely talk. They will talk more about you, knowing that you're not in good terms with somebody and you delivered, than people who already have a synergy and then they delivered. Of course, it's expected. So I feel like the respect will be more for people who are not so close in real life. So I feel like that's not going to be a problem.
For someone like Queen, who wants to delve into acting, I hope you know that such scenes will come up in the future and you will do what you're not supposed to do.
Sorry, delve into acting in what way, please?
Should we say you want to act film?
Who say I want to act film?
You know?
You say you know me and you don't even know me. Okay, let me just bust your bubbles. Let me bust your bubbles. Do you know that the only role, the first film I did, I was like 19 years old then.
Wow.
I played the lead role.
Wow.
Yes, with Liz Benson, with late
Wow.
Bruno Bikwe, and even my late dad at that time, a national cake,
God.
and Shola Fasodu. So what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, don't
So
be-
you don't know Sabi Star?
Did you?
You don't know Sabi OG?
Did you do this there?
You don't know Sabi OG?
Sorry.
Did you do what?
Don't be angry. My bad.
I'll come back to
My
you.
bad.
I'll come back. I'll come back to you. Oh, better person, Jaren. Face me. Let me ask you a question.
Oh, yeah.
This particular question, I'm really interested in
Okay.
it. What style of acting do you think suits you better, most?
So by style, do you mean
Like a role? What
okay,
particular role? Yes.
Okay, so I always speak against typecasting, and I love to be seen in different lights, like
Okay.
different roles. So I think an actor should be able to play anything. So I think
The act
Okay,
of
but you should be able to
versatility.
tell me that particular role
You're
that
most confident.
you love so much and you love to do over and over again.
Don't tell me it's winch, oh. No.
She don't play winch before.
I just the act.
funny enough, I don't think I've played the role of a witch.
Hey, I said this.
Honestly, no particular role is coming to mind because I think that the different roles I've featured in, different people love the different roles. But I feel like people love this Okoto is quite popular and people love me as a young girl. Like I played the role of a very young girl in senior secondary school. So I feel like people really love that role. They say, are you serious? Most of them, they're even like, you're a graduate, are you serious? Wow, you look so small in that. But I also do not like it because then everybody will now want to start using you as secondary school girl. So I feel like I'm not really
Keen on one particular.
yes,
yeah,
I'm not
okay.
specific with the roles.
Okay.
I feel like any role, even if it's challenging, I would love to live up to it and deliver.
Well, that shows you're a good actress.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a beautiful actress here, Omobolanle. So Omobolanle, we just watched your movie Lepa Gao, the one that's not out yet.
Yeah.
Please, can you tell us about Lepa Gao?
Okay, so shout out to my executive producer, Investor Bobby, and his wife.
Okay.
So he thought that it was time for me to just produce like a feature movie. So I've done a short movie before, and so recently I've been doing more of crying monologues and all. So he's a very huge fan of Oshisko Twins, and he has seen me play like comic roles and all. And it's like, do you know you can have like a switch between you being that comic actor and then a serious role.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, do you have any story in mind? Your stature. He had the title. And then he got a script writer to get to work and said, okay, proofread. And I read it and I could just relate with the story.
Yeah.
Because it's comedy. I'm a fan of using your movies to pass across messages. So it's comedy, but it talks about a topic that so many people can relate to. So it talks about how so many people have become what they did not think they would become negatively because they are trying to be defensive about their, maybe something that used to make them feel so low. So while I was younger, even now, like sometimes we just say, don't you eat? You're so thin, or you're so this and that. And then I've also seen some people who are maybe short.
Yeah.
That will say, so many people say short people are so aggressive. And I've come to understand that most of them are not as aggressive. It's just a
Stereotype.
shield. Yeah, not even a stereotype, like a shield,
to
so that
protect,
before you come for
yes.
me, before you look down on me that I am short, I'll give you back to back. So before you, and somehow I noticed that when people were trying to bring me down with my, some people would just say, while I was in university, it took me a while, I met somebody who had my stature, and she would just rock mini skirts. Before you even, if you try to tell her that, why you, the way her confidence alone will just make you love. And I discovered that so many people fall into this category whereby, but then it could get negative.
Yeah.
Because at some point, I was really defensive that before, when I noticed people are staring too much at me, I already feel they're probably criticizing my look. And there was one time that this was going on in my head, and the lady just summoned the courage to walk up to me and just say, I love your stature. And in my head, I'm like, okay. In my head, I thought she was trying
like
to
she
laugh
finished
at
you already.
me and all. So I just realized that sometimes when we get bullied or, you know, body shamed, we try to defend ourselves, and we come out as rude. We come out as what we are not.
True.
You know, so Lekpagawu is a movie that passes across such a message. And you know, she became something. She was just trying to be defensive, you know, defend her stature, thinking, you know, if she comes out as being defensive, people will not talk to her anyhow, and also protect her elder sister, who is a stark illiterate. So that's what she was trying to do. But in the beat, she was chasing her dream, and she was really genuine with her dreams. But you know, in the process of doing this, she insulted somebody who was supposed to help her.
Oh, wow.
Later in this modeling gig, which she really loved. And it really, you know, it really destroyed her career and a lot. So it's just a movie where you would laugh and then you will learn a lot.
Yes, that's a beautiful one.
Thank you.
Now, viewers, if you're watching the show right now, Lekpagawu will be out this month, November. So do go to the cinemas. It will be out on YouTube too as well.
Akpata TV.
Of course,
Okay,
Akpata TV. Make sure you go, you stream, you download, you watch Lekpagawu. I'm enjoying what the movie is all about, and it hasn't even come out. Now I'm going to go next to the next question here.
Okay.
What technique you've exerted versatility every stage of your life, every moment. Now, from when you were growing up to when you got into school, and then to this present moment. Now, I want to ask you, in terms of movie roles and what you do, what techniques do you use or do you apply when you develop characters?
Okay, so I'm a huge fan of method acting by Konstantin Stanislavski.
Yes.
Because there are a lot of techniques embedded into method acting. So we have the emotional recall. When I'm told to play, like my TikTok videos, I talk about like topical issues, single motherhood, you know, some very topical issues, and I cry a lot in some of these videos. And people say, do you use Rob? Do you do this? You know, sometimes I just need to picture myself. Some people will even get into my DM and ask that, are you single mother? Have you gone through this before? But I'll tell them never. And you know, I've never gone through this, but I just try to, you know, put myself, I use the what if this happens? Like sometimes I want to act like I lost somebody. I might not have lost that particular relative, but you know, I've lost somebody before. So I'm picturing it, what if? Or, you know, emotional recall. Sometimes I need to get into character. I remember, you know, something emotional that, you know, happened to me. Even the, you know, positive instances too. Maybe being in love, you know. So I think method acting works for me perfectly. And it embeds a lot of other techniques. So I just play around the different techniques.
Put them all together.
Under Konstantin Stanislavski style.
Oh wow, that's beautiful.
All right, so as a lady, I'm very, very concerned about sexual harassment in the entertainment or movie industry as a whole. Being a young actress, I've seen that you've passed through a lot. You've gone through a lot. So can you please tell us genuinely, you know, have you been harassed sexually?
Okay, so I think when I was way younger, my mother celebrated her 60th birthday recently, and I shared something with her and she was shocked. But it wasn't as bad because it didn't happen. So I started acting when I was in secondary school. And when my dad died, when he was alive, actors used to use our house, you know, to act. So after his death, she started this renting out DVD and all that business. And one day, Jide Kosoko just came. They came to raid, and somehow he met my mom, and they got talking, and she was like, "Oh, my daughter wants to act and all." So I got registered with a movie group, a corpus. They call it corpus. So I had a boss. My boss was genuinely very caring. But you see, sometimes, especially when you're on set, you cannot really monitor everything.
Yeah.
So my boss was a male, or I don't even know. It's been a while I heard from him. He's male, and he had to put me in a room with a female. Okay. So, but there was this crew member, a cameraman, and I don't know how it happened with the makeup artist who I was supposed to sleep with, like, you know, in the same room with. And I was taking my shower. The guy had already been giving me advances. I was really small. And the guy was giving me advances on set, but I was like, I was so small then. And I don't know how they made that plan. I was happy, like I was in the shower, and she said she wants to step out. So this guy stepped in through the door, and fortunately, the next room was my boss's room. So the way I screamed, because I had to just come out. Who is that? I was hearing his voice, and you know, I had to just get like a towel and all. So the way I screamed and stepped out, when I screamed, my boss, you know, came in and he was shocked, because he was like, "Where's the makeup artist? How would you leave a small girl in the room and you didn't lock up and all?" So, but I'm just grateful it didn't happen. And since then, I've been really careful. So one thing I've noticed about the industry is when you're desperate, you'll be confronted with a lot. So I always tell actors that as much as you love acting, I love acting a lot, but I do a lot. So if acting does not come, I have other things I'm doing. But some people, they love acting a lot and they don't do any other thing. They just want to be on set. And once people see that you just want to be, like, if you don't act, they would confront, like, you'll be confronted with a lot of things, and you might not have a choice. But for me, I think I've been really careful. I've been very, very careful. I've not been, I've had maybe normal posting, you know, I like you, and no is no. You can't say, if you don't give me, and don't give me role. And I think that's why, you know, I also utilize the social media space a lot. When people come to me, I want to act, I'll say, sell yourself. I think my executive producer, the one for Lekpagawu, I met him and his wife. They are in the industry too, you know, good movie producers. They reached out to me. The husband, Investor Bobby, reached out to me via one of my monologues. Wow. So it was me putting out myself. You know, he just saw my monologue and he was, this is great, you know, and he called me for a movie role. He was like, I need you to feature in my movie. That was Zainab Diary. And I played the lead, just like that. But some people will do a lot to play lead. So I tell people, like, you can actually, don't be so desperate that you're confronted. Don't put yourself in that corner.
Yes, I understand what you're saying perfectly. Now, this is a message to people who want to come into acting, and don't overdo it. I think that's what you're trying to say. Now, I'll go for this next question before Queen drags you more. The question is, you act movies like we all know, and your interpretation is top-notch, as I've been able to see. What makes performances so believable now, especially in you do TikToks, you do your other one. What do you feel makes certain performances so believable? Now, take the movie that Taraji P. Henson did, the last one, Acrimony 2. Now you see how she was able to interpret. That movie made a whole lot of people question themselves, whether in relationships, whether in marriages, whether in just regular friendships. Now, she made people understand her true interpretation of that role, and trust me, that interpretation is what made one sell, and that's what's making two sell as well. Now, what do you think makes performances in this role so believable?
Okay, so I can't remember the particular scholar, but I know there's a popular definition that we used to recite in acting class while in the university. Acting is living a character's life, dropping yourself, and then, you know, going into that character. So by that, it means that you're abandoning yourself.
Your personality.
Yes. You know, I feel like the problem, which I was having a conversation with a friend, and we're analyzing She Must Be Obeyed by Funke Akindele, for instance, and I saw like a criticism of the movie, and I didn't agree with a lot of things from that particular blog. And the person said, because I've met actors who, they just, you know, in the movie, you just wake up. But you are particular about telling the makeup artist, I can't go with my bare face. But in real life, you don't wake up with makeup. So I think,
Women.
I feel it's just an example, right?
Yes.
So I was telling that my friend while we're analyzing that criticism. I said, so if you are trashing Funke's acting, I won't agree. Not because I even love her. I've had people that I love so much, and when they don't do as much, I'm like, no, this one is a no. But you know, the fact that Funke decided to be ugly in that movie. Like if you watch the series, it was how she was, you know, willing to, she even had like a condition about it, and you know, she was willing to be, that is acting. You are stepping out of the classy celebrity Funke to Shinyobola, the character. So I feel like if you want to deliver on a role, you have to leave that character, leave yourself and live in that character. Live in your new character for the while you're playing that role. And also, I have a problem with people who don't, some people don't even know the story of the entire story. They just take their own scenes, read their lines, and they're out. So you don't know what input your character is making into that whole story. So I always tell people, read the whole story, understand it, so that you know how vital your role is. It might be one scene, but if you don't understand your input in the whole, you won't deliver well on that area, you know, in that area. And then I also tell people, characterization is key.
True, very true.
Characterization separates you as a person from that character you're presenting. So I'm going to use Jagun Jagun. You know, this old Femi Adebayo's eye thing, and you know, Atitani. So we have spoken word mannerisms and physical mannerisms. You know, that's Tani Atitani, and then the vocal mannerism. He had to change his voice. That's not his real voice. So you know this is not Femi Adebayo. When you see Femi Adebayo, you don't expect him to not be doing like that or be speaking like that and be saying, using that voice. So I try to tell people to make it look real. You know, you must live in that character, understand your character, characterization, mannerisms, perfect role interpretation, understanding the story, and also when you get, you know, a script, look for your character breakdown, your character Bible. So good producers or movie script writers will give you like your character Bible, so that you know the kind of character. You read your lines, and you know the things that that character does. Maybe you're
where
saucy,
she goes to, what she wears,
kind of colors, the kind of things she does, how, you know, attributes like that. So it will help you build that character, and it will make it look real. Then you also need to study. I know when our lecturer was teaching us acting, for instance, there was an example he gave us. I can't remember the movie, but he said this person went to study a particular mad person for a whole year. He traveled to that village because my lecturer would usually tell us then that do not do the popular interpretation. You say, for instance, when you go for an audition and they say, okay, act as a mad woman, everybody wants to do hey. But in the real sense, he asked us, is it every mad person that is doing hey? I have somebody who is mentally derailed on my street, my area. Like I see the guy stroll, the guy draws. Like he draws, you know, my brother was the one that even made me just get that information, and I started looking, I must see what this guy, and my brother was like, man, this life is so wicked, that this guy, if not for his condition, he would probably be a scholar. He was doing calculations, drawing amazing stuff. So that's a mad person. So you don't always go for the popular tear clothes. It's not all mad people that will tear their clothes. Some people, it might just even be once in a while, you know, they're different. So you need to study. Like study other characters, study people that have acted the role, study that particular situation you're in, look up people in that same situation, study their lives, and then this will help you build the character for yourself. Okay,
thank you very much. I'm really enjoying my conversation with you. Same with you, right?
Yes, I am.
Yes,
I'm learning. I'm learning too much. I'm also learning that it's not good to be doing things too much, like the mad person she talked about. Maybe it's too much calculation that, you know.
With Omobolanle Adigun. Omobolanle, thank you very much. I have just one more question for you. Okay, and this one I'm so eager to hear. A lot of people, you know, because they say, oh, women are having sexual harassment, blah blah, they not came up with their own. They said that it is the male directors and producers that are always harassed sexually by the female actors because of movie roles. Please shed more light on it, Jerry.
So I feel like, honestly, from my own point of view, it is balanced. Balanced in the sense that we have, it's just something with human beings generally. We have men that they just want to be, I'm careful about what word to use, but they just want to be in every lady's panties. Really. And we have ladies that, you know, even if the men do not want to approach them, even there sometimes I'll see what this person is wearing, the way this person is acting, and I'm like, okay. Like
they're calling for it.
Yes. So it's balanced. We have people like that in both genders. And I always tell people we have it across different industries. Because I've had situations of people, you know, trying to push such ideas in different places, not even just actors or producers and all. So I feel like we have ladies who they just want it, and they feel that, okay, it will help me if I'm doing this to this producer, it will help me.
Call you for more roles.
Yes, he will use me as the lead actor. You know, so it happens everywhere. It just goes back to what I said earlier, that just know what you want. Do what works for you, and don't be desperate.
Thank you. I want you to say it again for your fans that are looking up to you, people that want to be like you. Just a word to them.
Okay. Hi guys. From Omobolanle, Val. So this is what I always tell people, especially the ones close to me. You know this already. As an actor, ensure you have something you can fall back on. Because when you don't have any, they say the idle mind or the idle hand is like the devil's workshop, right?
Exactly.
So when you don't have something else you're doing, you'll be desperate. Anything you want to do. So, but the thing is, please do not be desperate. If it is your calling, if that is where your star will shine, if it is in this industry, you will shine. I watched Funke Akindele's interview. Even after I need to know, after she was big, I need to know. She narrated, you know, several no's and turn downs that she had. But look at her today. So please keep going and do not be desperate. And also do other things. You know, walk alongside as you're waiting for that big break. So be you.
Aww,